we go. Randy, Cheap Audio Man. Today, we're going to talk about the Denon PMA-600NE, which is an integrated amplifier. It's rated at 70 watts into 4 ohms and probably around 50 into 8 ohms. You have to look that up. I do know it says 70 into 4 on the box. So, overall impressions, I like it. I like it a lot. It retails for $400. It has 3 digital inputs, coax, and 2 optical SPDIFs. Has a phono input with a little moving magnet phono amp, and then 4 analogs, a subwoofer pre-out, and 2 speakers. And it's got some infrared controls that can go into, I'm assuming, other components. So, how's it sound? It sounds really good. It has 2 modes. It has a analog mode and a source direct mode that you can put it into, which is supposed to make it sound better. I didn't really notice that big of a sound difference, but they're there, so that's good. I compared this to, if you've seen any of my videos, the Sim Audio, or the Moon by Sim Audio 240i integrated amp. That's a $2,500 integrated amp. This is a $400 integrated amp. And I like the Denon better. And I'll tell you the reason why I like the Denon better. It's more dynamic. It's got better bass slam. If you had to like nitpick, I would say it's a bit of a U curve. Actually, it's just a bit of, it feels like it's elevated just slightly in the bass. It doesn't really sound bright to me, even at higher volumes. I will tell you, it plays louder than the Moon and is more dynamic, and I'm probably going to get some hate mail for this. It seems like it's more in control at higher volumes, and I'd say over 75 dB, the Denon seems like it handles things a lot better. Now, as far as like comparing build quality, yeah, the Moon is way better. In near field applications, you know, if you're listening 3-4 feet from your speakers, yeah, you can tell the Moon's better, slightly better. It's more, it's clearer, cleaner, a little bit better separation. But if you sit back, I'd say 8-10 feet or further away, I actually think the Denon's better. If you would blindfold me, I probably could pick them apart, because the Denon just sounds deeper and beefier and meatier than the Moon. For $400 though, I don't think you can really go wrong with this thing. I think it gives you 98% of what the Moon gives you at almost a 1/6 of the cost. So I feel like I'm pooping all over the Moon, and I kind of am, because I don't think it's worth the money. I think this is worth the money for sure, and I think you really have to step up all the way up to like the Anthem integrated 225, which is the only thing that I've ever thought was worth it, you know, above, I don't know. It's the only $2,000 integrated amp that I thought was actually worth it. And this is kind of, if I had to call it something, this is kind of like the Anthem's little brother. It's very dynamic. It plays very well at louder volumes. It doesn't seem to mind the ELACs. It drove them very well, very easily. It just sounds good. Now, how I compared them is I took an external DAC, the Topping D50S, and then I ran that into both the amps, so that, you know, I took their internal DACs out of the picture. and just listen to the overall sound signature. And close up, Moon wins by a smidge. Farther away, the Denon wins. Overall, I would choose the Denon. And if you were comparing them and I didn't know which one was which, if you were comparing them and I didn't know the price, I would still pick the Denon, if I didn't see like the build quality and everything. The Moon is built better, but it doesn't sound better unless you're like super close up. And the Moon kind of reminds me of like a KEF LS50 speaker. It's very refined. It's very good in the near field, but the louder it gets and the further away you get from the speaker or from this amp for that matter, it just doesn't sound as good. I played, most of my listening was on Metallica S&M 2. And the reason why I like that is, number one, because I enjoy Metallica. Number two, because it's very dynamic, since it has the orchestra, San Francisco orchestra. So it's very dynamic, deep lows, high highs, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of imaging, a lot of different instruments. And I honestly felt like the Denon did a better job at higher volumes of separation. Imaging, I'd say it's a tie. You know, and as far as the Moon, I think I'm going to do one more separate video about the Moon just by itself. And then this poor thing is going to move on to somebody else. Probably tomorrow morning, because it's on a website right now being sold. The Moon has better DAC. And probably better DAC integration, but this one doesn't sound bad at all. I tried the Bluetooth. Bluetooth works fine. Doesn't sound great, but it works fine. If you want better Bluetooth connectivity, I'd get the D50S with this. Actually, I think the D50S would be a really good partner, the topping DAC with this, simply because it's got a full-size USB connection. Denon does not have a USB connection. So unless your computer sound card has an optical out or a coaxial out, you're going to have to figure a different way to hook up your computer if you're running a computer. But if you're just hooking this up to, I don't know, a DVD player or even a television, you're set. I will say that there's another option out there, and it's a Marantz 2-channel receiver. And it has HDMI switching, and it has a streamer. It's $200 more, but I would be interested to hear those two against each other. I have a feeling I think this one would win out. This one just feels more like a audiophile-ish piece of equipment, and it's making no compromises, or it doesn't say it's, you know, a jack of all trades. This is for music. Can you use it for television? Sure. Or movies? Yeah, you can. It's got a subwoofer. It does have a subwoofer. I forgot to mention that. Now, I did look it up. It doesn't appear to be any low pass filtering. So if you do put a subwoofer out, I think you're going to have to do your low pass on the sub itself. And I don't think it's going to do a high pass for your speakers. There wasn't a lot of information on it, but it does have a sub out. It's got a record out too. It does not have a pre-out though. So if you want to upgrade this with an external amplifier later, you're probably not going to be able to do it. So if you want this, and I think this is a good value at $400, I really do. But if you ever want to upgrade along the path, this is probably not the piece of kit to do that with. You're probably going to want to look for something that has pre-outs. But overall, this, I think, to me, if I'm comparing it to the Moon, which is $2,500, it sounds way better than $400. Either that or the Moon sounds way worse than $2,500, which I think it does. So, would I keep it? Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it for a while, maybe, unless I find something different. Does it compete with the Anthem? No, it does not compete with the Anthem integrated 225. I'd say it's 75% of the Anthem, 98% of the Moon. Oh, this also sounds better than the 7-channel Marantz receiver that I have in pure direct mode. I wouldn't say it sounds significantly better, but it does sound better. So if you're just looking for a 2-channel integrated amp, I don't think you can really go wrong with the Denon PMA-600NE. I think it's a good buy. I think it's a good value, and I think it is just as good as the Moon, except in near field. So anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you do, please like it and subscribe. I've got some other videos out there. I think I'm going to do one more on the Moon by itself. I feel bad. Like, if this was a person, I feel like I've been bullying it and making it feel like less than it is. I just don't think it's worth $2,500. This is worth $400. This is not worth $2,500. $400 good. $2,500 bad. Bad. Yeah, well, that's it. And also the power cord's permanently affixed. If that's a deal breaker, then that's a deal breaker, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a $400 integrated amp, brand new. So I think it's good. I think it's good. I think the DAC sounds good. Yeah, I think it's great. It's got a remote. It's the typical Denon Marantz type of remote. It's got everything you need. So yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's probably the best integrated I've heard for, I don't know, less than 1,000, really. It's the best one I've heard. You know, other than the Anthem. And the Anthem's not even around anymore. And that was a $2,000 integrated in its day. So anyway, that's it. I hope you like this. And if you do, subscribe.